I see the 50/50 bottles are starting to go viral as I start seeing them in the different booths, but they are incredibly awesome. I got to say, one of my personal favorite brands, I have traveled, as Mike has as well, literally around the world. I've been to China this year, Italy, I've been to the UK, I've been to the Cayman Islands. In every single location, I have seen Jet Pilot gear. That is one of the biggest endorsements I can give to a product that has been a part of personal watercraft racing and the IFWA and just about every discipline. You will always see Jet Pilot gear. All of the best riders from around the world wear it. And I mean, again, if I'm able to go to another country like that, to the Cayman Islands, and see people wearing Jet Pilot, that's a big deal. So what do you have out here this weekend?
We just have we have a lot of the 2016 stuff. We got the new Matrix 2017 items, and last year's shirts from Australia. We got the Jet Pilot Australia brand here with all the T-shirts.
Well, that's awesome to see. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, you guys, come on over here. Head out. Come and see Jet Pilot. Again, best in the business. These guys have been here since we started racing, actually. So if you look back in the tapes, like the 80s and the early 90s, and you see all those guys, like, wow, Victor Sheldon, I believe, Jeff Jacobs was sponsored by Jet Pilot, tons and tons of different riders. So, again, Jet Pilot in the house. Come get hooked up. All right, I got to check in with Kevin again. Just make sure that the aerobics are going okay. The aerobic, right. So I had like the greatest quote yesterday. Aerobics, yoga, and beer. That's why the 50/50s are so good. How you been doing? Looks like you've been very busy here all day.
We have. It's been awesome. I hope everybody's enjoying their bottles. Blowsion does have some laser etched bottles with their logo on it. Super cool. You can buy accessory caps for those bottles here with me. I've got straw caps, coffee flip top caps. The bottles work great for both hot and cold stuff, so really pretty awesome. And we are offering a discount for some beer.
Whoop, whoop.
Up our 50/50 bottles with the beer here from Ridge Walker Brewery. Fashioning my awesome hoodie. You can pick one of those up from these kind guys as well. Super cool. Look sharp.
You're styling.
I feel good.
And you look good. I feel good. Okay, you heard it right here. 50/50 bottle followed by filling that big boy up with the Ridge Walker Brew House, and then you will get a discount on that item, which is perfect. And you get one of the coolest products in the market, also one of our brand new sponsors for the 2017 Blowsion Surf Slam. You should be here. Mwah. Love you. Speaking of Ridge Walker, hi, how you doing? Okay, so what do you have today? So yesterday you had the kombucha. What was that? It was amazing. Oh, you still have it? Yeah, I'm ready. Yes, please. Okay, so I have to say I tried it yesterday and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in heaven. So tell these guys about the different products that you have out here. And I particularly love the fact that you take care of people that don't necessarily love the brewski, right? But they want a good home-done product. So tell me about the different products we got.
Yeah, so we have a great lineup today. We have Ace Pineapple Cider, which is always a great brand. We have Ninkasi's Hales Bells Lager, which is delicious, especially for our light beer drinkers out there. We have Hum Mango Passion Fruit, which is for people who are not technically interested in alcohol. And then we have a Moosehead Rattler, which is a great beer juice blend. It's going to drink a lot more like a Mike's Hard Lemonade, those kind of beers. And then we have two of our house beers, our IPA and our red, which are some of our best recipes that we have that we brought out for you guys today.
All of that.
And 3 wines.
But wait, there's more.
We have a Farmhouse Red blend, we have a Chardonnay, and we have a Pinot Gris for those wine ladies out there.
And you have a breakfast beer?
Mimosas, always mimosas.
Oh, breakfast beer. I get it. I get it. Oh, it's actually a beer. The mimosa is a beer?
The mimosa is not a beer, it's just a mimosa.
You lied to me. You lied. You lied. I saw you lie. He lied to me. What are you shooting, sexy? I don't know where you're going with that. You kind of. Never mind. I had nowhere to go there. Nowhere safe, anyway. Yes.
One more thing. I know that Mikey over here was trying to auction off my husband yesterday, but all of those single men out there, I got a good friend, Alice, Dawson, who's just a perfect gem, who's single.
I'm sorry, did you just pimp your girlfriend over there?
I sure did.
That happened right here at the Blowsion 2017 Surf Slam, and you,
Hey, Neil
you
is-
started it, young.
Neil's single.
Neil's single.
Sure he is for tonight.
Slam dunked it. All
the
right, you
weekend.
guys. Big
He's-
love for all of us at the 2017 Blowsion Surf Slam. I'm Dawn Dawson. That's Mike Young.
He's separated.
And we be in the house. We're going to go back to work because the scissor lift has just officially gone upwards.
It's time. Trevor Allred, Garrett Eaton, I believe, ready to do battle down there in the staging area. In pre-staging, we should have Stuart Allison and Demian Morgan. One thing I did find out, Don, it is immediately following these 3 quarterfinal events here for our amateur class. We're going to go directly into our 8th finals for the pro class. Once again, 8th finals will be following the quarterfinals. Haven't heard anything about the amateurs yet, so sorry about that, guys. As soon as I hear something, I'll let you know. I know that they were talking maybe the amateurs today, maybe the amateurs tomorrow. It all depended on the surf conditions, but from what I've got so far from our race director, we are going our 3 quarterfinals here for the amateur, and then we've got, I believe, 8 quarterfinals in the pro class. So that's the way the schedule stacks up for the rest of the day here, and then it's off to watch some great college football. The Ducks are winning. Hey, Ducks and Bucks today, baby. Who the Ducks got today? They got Nebraska, right? Well, good. I want them to beat Nebraska. I'm a Big Ten guy, you know. That's just one more loss that we don't have to give them.
Every year we come out with some pretty spectacular photography. You already saw a sample of that yesterday all over Facebook, but I just got to give some big mad props to one of our favorite photographers, as there are so many, but John Courier Photography is in the house. He has been one of our photographers for years and years at the Blowsion Surf Slam, and I just had the opportunity to catch up with him a minute ago. So again, huge mad props for one of the best photographers in the business, John Courier in the house.
Hey, speaking of photographers, I got a call from one of my friends last night. Used to be out here perennially every year, but unfortunately he's in Chicago this weekend with the P1 Aquacross Tour, and he wanted me to tell everybody hello, and that is Ronnie Mack.
Hey, Ronnie Mack, big hugs to you. Gosh, I haven't seen him in a minute.
Yeah, I know. He's so
Hopefully be able to catch up with him with the IJSBA World Finals in just a few weeks. That is another event we don't want you to miss.
Yeah, he's the official photographer. He also designed the Blowsion World Finals logo.
And the website. He was actually one of the guys that worked on the website. In fact, I think he did do that new website.
Nice. Ronnie getting around.
Well, I don't know if we want to share that part.
Well, he's in Chicago now, and he was in Isla Morada with me last week. And hopefully Isla Morada will be there next week.
Again, our quarterfinals coming at you. Trevor Allred and Garrett Eaton are going to be on the water, and we're going to do our best here since Mike and I really were just talking about how we could not hear each other this morning. So I will try to back off a little bit more and let him talk, and then Mike, tell me when you want me to pipe in.
All right, Don, this just in. 5-minute heats here for the amateurs. And it looks like our riders are ready to go. So we'll go ahead, put them in the water. Judges are set up on the tower. Don, who do we got judging out here for our quarterfinals here in the amateur class?
Well, we have some of the best names in the business. I'm actually looking at Carl Brandberg right there from Cold Fusion. Anybody that's kind of in the know in the R&D department or the behind-the-scenes things, Carl Brandberg's been in this industry for over 20 years, and some of the products on board these boats are directly out of the brainchild of Cold Fusion, and that would be Carl Brandberg. That's one of our judges. The gentleman in the Russian hat and Russian accent, who actually has not only made a big dent in the Hollywood film scene, he is also a past competitor and awesome judge for us. That is Mike Serlin in the house. So you've probably seen, if you've been around the world of jet skiing at all, a little thing called the Kawasaki 800, and now, of course, we have the Kawasaki 1500, and that boat was very, very much in the hands of another one of our judges that's up in the tower, and that is Craig Boyd. His name, a.k.a. Fuzzy, who, by the way, a little bit of his background, he's actually a Kiwi, originally from New Zealand. Got the best hair in the house, but he is he's one of those quiet guys. Took us forever to get him even out to Blowsion Surf Slam. I do believe his official debut. Oh wow! And I'm not having anything. That kombucha, by the way, is non-alcoholic. Is Craig Fuzzy Boyd? This is his first visit. Was in 2016, and we actually have him back in the house. But he was one of the main R&D designers on Kawasaki. Was where I was going with it. Let's see who else we got up there, sir. We've also got Jerry Jones, past competitor, who is amazing. He's got a ton of world's titles to his name, and he is one of our judges. And then we also have Jeremy. And Jeremy has also, across both sides of the pond, has been an incredible competitor. And it looks like I have to stop talking and actually go to what's on the water with Trevor Allred and Garrett Eaton, sir.
That's right. It is the quarterfinals, and Trevor Allred will be in all red, and Garrett Eaton in yellow. This is going to be a tight heat right here. 5 minutes here in this heat. We've got 3 of them here in the amateur class, 8 more to go in our pro class. Will be coming up immediately following this. So those of you folks that may be moving on into that pro class, please be ready to go. Dawn, back to you.
Trevor Allred with a great launch off of one of the raves, went a 180 and into a nose stab. And then followed that right up with a big backflip. And then if you take a look over here on the left-hand side, you've got Garrett Eaton in the yellow bib with a barrel roll and a re-entry.
Hey, by the way, while we have the opportunity, I'd like to say a very special thanks to, of course, our title sponsor, Blowsion, our presenting sponsor, Sensei Organics, our associate sponsors, IJSBA, On Course, HydroTurf, Truck Boss, and Pappy Rents. Dawn, back to you.
Well, I'll tell you what, these guys started yesterday with pre-qualification, so if you count up all the times that they've been in the water, it's been a lot, and then back out this morning with the 1-8 finals.
I think most
barrel roll.
Yeah, most of these guys and gals have gills by this point.
Big barrel roll for Trevor Allred, the gentleman in the red bib. Man, I can hear you tons better now, Mikey.
Fantastic. Thank you, Rob Justina. Taking care of the sound, as always. 3 minutes to go.
See this gentleman over to the left of me who actually played very smart today with the tacos. He actually has the little dipping sauce. Unlike me, I just went really brave and poured that stuff all over the top, and my lips are still burning. Hot sauce shot, no, but thank you. No, that was awesome, but no, I'm like literally
nice
still on fire.
backflip there by Garrett Eaton, getting a lot of amplitude and a good re-entry answer for Trevor Allred.
So Trevor Allred on the red bib, and then you've got Garrett Eaton in the yellow, and that is your battle now for the quarterfinals. And who's going to be in the podium position in your amateurs?
Nice slash there by Trevor Allred. 2 minutes to go as the yellow flag comes up.
Wow. That's about a 15-foot barrel roll for Trevor Allred.
Nice backflip over on the other side. A nice answer from Garrett Eaton, and this is, again, a really tight heat. Look at these sets coming in. Woo-hoo.
I was just going to say the same thing. You and I had the same exact reaction. This is really one of the few big sets that they've had that have been so clean today. And Trevor Allred and Garrett Eaton both getting to benefit.
Yeah, and all the paparazzi with the long lenses got them out now.
Massive barrel roll for Garrett Eaton. Meanwhile, Trevor Allred and the spin. Now, the idea here for extra points is if you can take a wave and ride it all the way in. Beautiful run off the face of that from the back set. Garrett Eaton with another barrel roll.
1 minute to go and another slash by All Red. On deck, Stuart Allison and Demian Morgan.
Nice re-entry, Garrett Eaton. Slashing across the waves on the left-hand side. Trevor, all red in the red bib. Oh, man. That was so gutsy. Almost faced it. Garrett Eaton instead turned it into a nice backflip. And that was the siren to indicate the end of this heat. Garrett Eaton with a final aerial maneuver off that back set. Meanwhile, Trevor Allred working narrow. He's going to bring it on in.
I got you, man. You got a question to ask. Well, hey, Don Dawson.
Hey, Mike Young.
This just in. We're closing in on 10,000 views here with the 24/7 live stream.
That is awesome. Thank you, Mike, for the update.
Going out all over the world. Thank you, Rick Ignacio.
So the conditions have shifted quite a bit from this morning's event into the afternoon. Started out this morning with pretty hazy conditions. Sets were very close together. Then the visibility opened up really unusually, I would say, for this area. And it got some really beautiful sets mid-afternoon for these guys as we worked our way through the 1/8 finals. And then this afternoon it shifted again. It's gotten a little bit chillier down here. We're getting a little bit of very, very light drizzle. And the fog bank starting to creep on us a little bit from the south. If you take a look down there towards Haystack Rock, you can see that it's getting just a wee bit foggier and fuzzier down there as we work our way through the afternoon. We've got a lot of competition still coming at you. And what has been also shifting is the wave conditions. And I'm speaking of that, I caught up with a gentleman that was just out on the water as we were working our way through the quarterfinals. Garrett, how did that feel?
That felt awesome. Surf wasn't as big as the other day, but there's some swells that we can hit. I got some pretty big air off. Ski ran great. Thanks to TC Freeride for getting that thing running titties. Having a blast out here in Pacific City, Oregon.
Oh, it's got a very good crew that you've been working with. Now, you've been out on the water a lot today. Is that cumulative starting to have some effect?
Yeah, I'm pretty tired. I'm ready to go home, take a shower, lay down, you know, get ready for tomorrow. But got to do what you got to do to be at the top.
Got to do what you got to do. Ladies and gentlemen, Garrett Eaton. Great run.
Thanks.
All right, Mikey, back to you.
Once again, coming up next, we've got Stuart Allison. He'll be in red, and Demian Morgan will be in yellow. That's our next heat up, and then our final heat for the quarterfinals here will be Anthony Anderson and Colin McLaughlin. Again, you're watching the amateur class. This will be followed again by our pro class.
Again, Stuart Allison and Demian Morgan are going to be our next two coming out.
Dawn,
Yes, sir.
I just found out who is moving on to the half finals.
Who is it?
Congratulations, Trevor Allred.
And Trevor was just making his way over here to do a quick announcement with me, so I'll have the opportunity now to catch up with him. So, Trevor, you probably heard.
Yeah, I'm stoked. I can't believe it. That was a close one. That was fun.
That was really fun to watch. You had some pretty spectacular air. I noticed it felt to me like, even though maybe the waves weren't as big, you had some nice open faces to work with.
Oh, yeah, the waves are actually getting better than they were earlier, so that's cool. It's fun. Way better.
So it looked like you caught a little bit more air maybe than earlier today?
I think so. It's hard for me to tell, though.
Well, congratulations from moving from the quarterfinals to the half final.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, bud. I'll let you go and rest. Mike, back to you.
All right, just getting started here. Stuart in red, Demian in yellow, and it was a nice face coming at him. Some great sets building on the outside. And this could make for some spectacular stuff here to end day number 2 here at the 2017 Blowsion Surf Slam, brought to you by Cincy Sci Organics. Dawn, I got to tell you, really impressed with Demian Morgan. Not only making it here to the quarterfinals in the amateur class, but getting that Consi pick that got her in the pro class as well. So she will not be done riding today, regardless of what happens out here. Nice barrel roll there by Demian. And a big slash up top by Stuart Allison.
Our nice quick re-entry as we take a look out. Stuart Allison and Demian Morgan going deep, working the back set to see if she could get into some of those nice open faces that we saw earlier with Trevor Allred, and she does. Ooh, not quite able to do a full rotation on the barrel roll.
Anthony Anderson and Colin McLaughlin are up next, and then we'll be going to our 8th finals in the pro class. And the first one will feature Abraham Ho and Randy Lawler. So Ho and Lawler, stand by.
Another quick re-entry for Stuart Allison, and they're going to just run by there and make sure that Demian Morgan is okay. She did about a 180 rotation on the barrel roll. That boat pretty much on top of her when she landed, so you're just going to double check, make sure that boat's still running for her. Meanwhile, Stuart Allison, nice surfing as he works his way in very close. Again, they will give you more points on the score if you follow that wave all the way in. Okay, so again, Demi Morgan is out in the water right now. The course marshals are surrounding her, just making sure that she's getting her boat going. Meanwhile, Stuart Allison with a one-hander re-entry. Nice barrel roll for Stuart.
Just under 2 minutes to go.
Re-entry on the same wave that he has been surfing. Again, helping him try to rack up some points. He saw an opportunity, and I noticed he was making a run for it, but then, yeah, that wave just started to shut him down. I think we all saw that at the same time, that, man, that wave might be setting up really pretty, but then it just crumbled. And unfortunately, Demi Morgan's going to have to run in for a second boat. In fact, she's like, hey, where's my boat? Can I have a backup?
That's a tough break there for Demian. You know, that's the second time she's had a boat go down on her today.
Another quick re-entry for Mr. Stuart Allison, gentleman in the red bib. Meanwhile, would you guys do me a favor? Put your hands together for Demian Morgan. Even though she had a broke boat, that girl had one heck of a good run going on. Good job, girl. Another big barrel roll for Stuart Allison.
Going no-handed. Less than 15 to go.
And that is going to be a wrap, as they say, for this quarterfinal for Stuart Allison and Demian Morgan. Going to be very tough. Let's see how those points shake out between the two riders. But as you know, Demian shut down just a smidge past the halfway mark on that. Speaking of that, these are 5-minute finals. And coming at you next is going to be Anthony Anderson and Colin McLaughlin. Hey girl, I just want to do a quick catch up with you. Man, you had such a good run going on, and then suddenly I saw the whoop, and you look like a pancake. What happened?
It was a full pancake for sure, and then it didn't end up good. So I just went up to the wave, and I didn't commit going backwards and froze up there, and then by throwing the ski, I think motor mounts blew out or something because ski would not go anywhere.
So what happened on that? Is it that you just weren't able to get enough forward thrust on it as you went off of the lip, or how did that cause where it just stalled out like it?
Well, so I think I just didn't wait for the wave to lip enough, and by the time that I went up it, I didn't look back at the right time, so then I tried throwing it to the right, well, I wasn't rotating fast enough, so yeah, it ended up as a pancake.
Man, it's really interesting. I thank you for that because, you know, from our perspective, all those things look far too easy, right? But there's a lot of things you got to do to put one of those together.
Definitely timing, throttle control, and commitment, really. Missing all of them on that one.
Yeah, but you still looked awesome. Great run. Hope we get that boat running back again for you.
Yes, for sure. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Demian Morgan. All right, our next two riders, Anthony Anderson and Colin McLaughlin, going out on the water. And there goes your signal indicating to the riders that they are on. So, yeah, no-hander barrel roll instantly for Colin McLaughlin. Within about 20 seconds of that horn going off, and a way to maximize your time on the water. Another quick slashback from Colin. Meanwhile, Anthony Anderson saw something because he hit the throttle, and you can see that big wave trying to set up on him, and it just folded out quite as he got to it. So instead of going off the lip, he's going to pull a great surf maneuver and ride that wave in. Nice little slashback over the front of the wave, and you can see how he's right in the middle where a lot of the power from that wave surge is hitting him.
Hey, just as a reminder, folks, we are going to be going right into our eighth finals of the Pro Class. And our first heat will be Abraham Ho and Randy Lawler. I believe they're down there all set to go. They'll be followed by Jake Bright and Colin McLaughlin. We could get you guys to go to pre-staging. We'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Wow, talk about timing that lip just perfect. Colin McLaughlin with a big air on that backflip. Again, you're watching the quarterfinals on the amateurs. Guys that come through here, ooh. Nose stabbed it a little bit. That was Anthony Anderson. One thing you notice about him early on, whenever you get the chance to watch this guy on the water, is he really does not back off. And being able to ride the edge like that has really allowed him to capitalize quite a bit today. But, man, when it goes wrong, it goes pretty wrong out here quickly. Again, he nose stabbed it, was able to come right back and do a nice rotation, and I think he pulled that one off, too. Big backflip for Anthony Anderson.
Just under 3 minutes to go.
Wow. Colin McLaughlin, again, good timing. He went very similar to the big launch he had a minute ago. Nice 360 back into a nose stab behind the wave. Really beautiful setup. No-hander barrel roll from Colin, and Anthony Anderson answers with a big backflip. One-hander 360 nose stab. Whoa! Anthony Anderson just, man, sideways into that. Looked like he was trying to, like, drift through that wave a little bit. Instead, he got caught up in it. And you see Anthony Anderson, undaunted, locks back in and heads right back out to see if he can work that back set. And another lip opening up for McLaughlin. He took advantage of it. Big backflip. And Anderson also trying to make a move from the left side. It got flushed just a little bit in the barrel roll. Still looked good, though. And you can see that Anderson's holding on to that. Rides it right back out. I am astounded at these guys. I mean, they just do not let off. That is going to hurt, man. You and I both know he probably got like a face full of water. Just blowing that right out of his nose for the next 5 minutes. And they just do not stop. Ooh, nice slash for McLaughlin. And actually, I think Anthony was actually trying to get out of the way. He saw McLaughlin wanting to work that wave. And again, these guys really do take care of each other. And I think Anthony just tried to make a quick shift there and get out of Colin's way. Nice barrel roll for Colin McLaughlin. No-hander. And Anthony Anderson, yep, nice backflip. Hoping he was able to fully complete that. Again, these guys have been out on the water quite a bit today. One-hander slash for McLaughlin. And it adds up. It starts to have an impact on them, you know, because, again, the cold water and all the exertion. And you can see, along with me, when they come back in, they are out of breath completely. Nice slash back right over the wave from Colin McLaughlin and Anthony Anderson, both doing some fantastic surf work right this last minute or so. And that is going to be a wrap, as they say, as the siren comes out for our final competitors. In the quarterfinal, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together, please, for Anthony Anderson and also Colin McLaughlin.
Hey, by the way, Dawn?
Yes?
A winner of our second qualifier there in our quarterfinals.
Okay.
Congratulations, Stuart Allison.
So Stuart Allison will be moving on to the half finals. Once again, these guys come up. I just want to make note of the fact that, oh, I'm so sorry, as I run over some poor guy, that a lot of times you will see some pretty spectacular paint jobs on the beach. And as I walk my way over here, I just want to point out that this is an absolute signature of some of the more gorgeous paint jobs that you'll ever see, and that is the thing that the guys at Blowsion are really very famous for. And, of course, you can see the big sticker graphics on the side, but a beautiful paint design from the guys at Blowsion. And if you are in, whether it's personal watercraft racing or if you're in freestyle or you're dealing with free ride, one of the things that we have all inspired for at some time, we aspire to get a Blowsion paint job either on a helmet or on a ski or at least something, because they do some of the coolest paint work on the planet. Mikey, back to you. All right, looks like we're going to be going to our first round of pros. First round of pros coming at you next. All right, so it's going to be Abraham Hofstrasser and Randy Lawler going head-to-head here as we get going with our pros.
Mike the CA. Mike. Hey, who moved on from that last one?
And that is Abraham with that big re-entry. God, he rode that out, too. Insane strength from this gentleman originally out of Mexico. Abraham's traveled all around the world on the IFWA Tour, currently in second in the standings, and you can see him quickly locking in, and that is one of the signature things about watching these pros ride is there is very little downtime in between the transitions on the moves. Whenever they're possible, they are going to be trying to rack up scores. Beautiful one-hander 360, or actually barrel roll. Meanwhile, Randy Lawler, who self-admittedly has been on a bunch of OPP this weekend. Nice, quick 360, flat 360 right in front of the judges. Another entry for Abraham Hofstrasser.
I'm not a DJ.
Randy Lawler also with a
I'm not a DJ.
360. Yeah, it's Randy on the right-hand side, and in the yellow bib is Randy Lawler, and then on the left is Abraham Hofstrasser. Oh, my Lord. Huge look-back flip for Abraham Hofstrasser. That was at least 20 feet. As Mike Young likes to say, that was redunculous.
That was redunculous. Hey, I got some news for you, Don.
Talk to me, baby.
All right, going back to our amateur class. That third qualifier, congratulations. Colin McLaughlin moves on. And Garrett Eaton will get the wild card.
Awesome. Randy Lawler, big backflip. Man, these waves are setting up, and they're making runs at them. No-hander, barrel roll, and a backflip. Both of them within about 25 feet of each other. Just goes to show you the skill level that these guys have ridden together an awful lot, and they trust each other enough to both launch in the air like that.
You know, it's horrible that the weather has to be like this right now. Could you imagine if it was sunny right now? The pictures that we would have here from Johnny Yaya.
Had to go grab some paperwork there. I am back. Oh, and perfect timing. Humongous backflip from Abraham. Meanwhile, Randy Lawler running it close to the family here. Big surf maneuvers followed by a flat 360.
Coming up next, we need Jake Bright, Colin McLaughlin. They'll be followed by Garrett Eaton and Taka Morrow.
Hey, Mikey.
What's up?
About had enough of this. I'm going to go get me one of those really cool...
Wall rest?
Yep, that thing. I'm going for a wall rest.
Oh, look at that huge re-entry there by Hochstrasser, but comes up on the backside. Really airing it out. Great amplitude. Good heat right here between Lawler and Hochstrasser. And look at Lawler. Lawler airing it out with a big backflip. Lawler working to the north-hand side on the yellow vest. And here comes Hochstrasser. Oh, look at that. Nice can flip right there. 40 seconds left to go. And again, heat number 2 here in our Pro 8 finals. Jake Bright, Colin McLaughlin on deck right now. As we head to the latter stages of this one. Big re-entry from Randy Lawler. And here comes Hochstrasser. Not afraid of that. How about that? A knack air. A knack flip right there from Abraham Ho. All right, and I hear the horn out there. That's going to do it, man. What a great heat right there. And that's only the first one, our 8th finals in the pro class. Abraham Hochstrasser in red and Randy Lawler in yellow. They are both champions to me. Hey, again, while we have the opportunity, I'd like to say a very special thanks to all of our industry sponsors. And they include DASA, 50 Bottles, Tillamook Country Smokers, Scat Track, New West Service Trade, Fiber Lay, Jetonetics, Ridgewalker Brewing, and, of course, our good friends from Talicetti. Yeah, did I get it right? The later it goes, the better I get. It's that Ridgewalker IPA. Is this a little better for the music? Like I say, this ain't my playlist, but I like this too. Who's got a 50-50 cup? Yeah. You got a 50-50 cup, put it up in the air. 50-50, everybody.
Aww. All right, so I just got hooked with Walrus, and I got to tell you, I went straight from miserable to super comfy, like in 2 seconds flat. Mike, you've got to have one of these. They were $159, no lie, $159, and I just went to Nirvana. They're called the Walrus, and I think what's really, really cool is that this was a brainchild that one of John Dady's friends had, and John told him, you know, you've got to do this. So they went ahead and started production of it. Again, it's the wall rest. And what it is it's completely waterproof. You can actually fit 2 people in here. I mean, I realize I look like a walking couch, but I don't care because it's like super, super comfortable. Right? You could. You can actually fit 2 people in here.
Bless me, Father, for I have sinned.
Stop it. Stop it. I am like so happy right now. Oh my gosh, seriously, feel this thing. Check this out. Right? So it's got like a little felt deal on the inside. It's completely waterproof on the outside. This is amazing. Hi, buddy. You come hang out with me? He said, no, I'm good. I got a lot of fur. All right, back down here as we wait for the result between Abraham Hochstrasser and Randy Lawler. But, man, I got to say, both those guys were bringing it today. As we work our way through the first of those brackets in the pros. And it is going to be Jake Bright and Colin McLaughlin coming at us next, Mike.
You got Jake and Colin coming up next. Garrett Eaton and Taka should be on deck. And following them, Brandon Lawler and Bruno Jacob. Still waiting on results here from our first qualifier here in the 8th finals between Ho and Lawler. Randy Lawler.
Ready for time in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! CA from Mike Young, Ho moves on from the 8th.
Hi there.
Mrs. Don Dawson, always with the mic in your face. How's it going?
I don't know. It's going pretty awesome. How's it going for you?
It's going good. Did we put on a good show there? Or?
Oh, man, you had these guys fired the heck up. I couldn't say the cuss word, but it was awesome.
Well, at least it was worth hanging out in this rain.
It is always worth it when we get the chance to watch you.
I didn't even know it was raining until we came back in.
That's how exciting it is, right?
Yes, it is. No, we had a good time. Surf built up a lot bigger than I thought it was. Staying on the beach, it looked a lot smaller, but there were some good waves out there that we were able to launch off of, so it was awesome.
Is it one of those moments where it's like images may be larger than they appear in the mirror?
Yeah, exactly. It feels huge. I'll tell you that right now. It felt huge.
Well, I tell you what, some of the air you guys was pulling off was definitely huge. Break that down for me, but I saw you a couple of times very, very close to Abraham, but you guys have ridden together so much. No hesitation launching off those.
No, I'm not scared riding next to Abraham. He typically goes straight. He drifts off to the right a little bit, but we know that. We just rode together 2 weeks ago in Pismo, did some big training, so like I said earlier, it really helps to know who's next to you. I know somebody else came up to me, Taylor just asked me, how close were you when you and Abraham landed? I'm like, he was next to me? No. We're a good 10 feet apart, so.
A good 10 feet apart. Yeah, that's huge. Not.
Yeah, we probably went higher than that, huh?
Just a little bit. I'm going to jump out and see what's going on in the rest of the pros, but thank you, buddy.
Yeah, Jake Bright and Colin McLaughlin killing it out there right now. Jake in red. And
I have not heard an announcement yet. Those guys were just asking me who's moving on. I'll let you know as soon as Mike Young knows. Mike?
I know.
Oh, in that case, could you share?
Yes, I could. It rhymes with no. Congratulations, Abraham Ho. Ho,
Awesome.
moving on.
So again, Abraham Hochstrasser will be moving on into the next round as we work our way through these brackets. And we have got Garrett Eaton and Taka Moreau on the water right now. Garrett, by the way, is in the red bib, and Taka Moreau is in the yellow. And Taka right close to the beach here just on the left. And I am just so impressed with all of our fans out here because most of them don't have the wall rest on like I do. And they are sticking right on this beach so that they can watch all the cool action here because these riders are ridiculously good. And I have heard that Taka...
Hey, Dawson.
Yes, go for it.
Okay, I believe that's Jake Bright and Colin McLaughlin.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Wait a minute.
3 minutes left on the clock. 6-minute heats here. Go ahead.
No, that's all right. I just had to make that adjustment. All right, so Jake Bright and Colin McLaughlin on the water. My sheets are melting. That is the problem. Barrel roll for Colin McLaughlin.
No problem. I'll try to help you out up here.
Yep, I tell you what, I'll just let you call him because literally the sheets have melted.
A B's going to bring you down a page protector.
Thank you. It's probably a little too late at this point.
Probably going to need some new pages.
Yeah, they kind of melted off completely.
Look at that big backflip over there on the left-hand side by McLaughlin, Colin McLaughlin. Meanwhile, Bright with a re-entry. Now headed back out. Nice face in front of him. Oh, and looks like Colin gets to it first, and he'll score a backflip with it.
And Jake Bright making a run as well, and he is able to do a massive flex flip.
That was the Julian.
That was the King Julian.
King
actually.
Julian.
That's correct. Nice little quick nose tab for Jake Bright. Meanwhile, big 360 for Colin McLaughlin. Oh, Colin McLaughlin launched that a little bit late, still able to turn it into a fantastic move on the backflip. Meanwhile, Jake Bright went back there to hunt, and did you see how it just flattened out? Like, it just went completely flat.
Right. I was just getting ready to say, there was some really nice surf out there building for these 8th finals of the pro class. And, wow. Where did the surf go? Less than 30 seconds to go here, and this is heat number 2 here for our 8th finals. Jake Bright in red, Colin McLaughlin in yellow. Coming up next, we need Garrett Eaton and Taka Morale. That looked like...
Ooh, nice one-footer there, 360 for Jake Bright.
Yeah, it looked like a 360 can.
Something going on with Colin McLaughlin ski there, Mike. It looked like he was coming back in. One-hander barrel roll for Colin McLaughlin, but I do believe I just heard the siren, so unfortunately that is not going to count towards their overall score. And put your hands together, please, for Jake Bright and Colin McLaughlin.
Great job by both riders. Once again, I'd like to remind everybody, before you take off, before you leave the beach, make sure that you take a look around you and clean up after yourself. That's right. We want to leave this beach cleaner than what we found it. And we definitely want to be invited back next year. So, again, just do the right thing. And if you see a piece of trash on the beach, even though it's not yours, yeah, pick it up anyway. Pay it forward, baby.
Hey, Mikey.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, I just caught up with Jake Bright, and wanted to get the opportunity to interview him really quick as we wait for these results. Man, and I tell you what, we were just talking. It does feel to me like you were just getting more and more comfortable each time you get out there today.
Definitely feeling it, getting back into my groove. You know, like I said, it's been a few years since I've done anything like this, so getting back into the swing of things, starting to feel it out, know what I need to get done in my rounds, and the surf bumped up a little. I like big surf. I can do what I do easier when the waves are bigger. So for me, that was the easiest round I've done, and it was the best one, so I'm stoked.
Man, I tell you what, that flex flip really is quite spectacular.
Yeah, you know, it's really unique to my style, I think. It's kind of my signature thing, and I just like hanging that one out there, going big as I can. I know I can stomp them, and that's just my go-to.
I kind of dig it. Do you think it's okay if we call that the King Julian? Because we've sort of been naming it that.
I don't know. It's not really my trick to change, you know. There's some guys before me who kind of set the standard and named it.
Oh, no, we'll add the flex flip part. I'm just saying that you got this thing.
Yeah, my own signature flex flip, definitely. It's definitely my own look, for sure.
I love it. Jake, it's so much fun to watch you. Hey, I've got a really cool hat. Do you like it?
Yeah, it looks dope.
I ought to think I ought to just give this to you.
Oh, snap. Thank you.
You are so welcome, sir. Great run.
Thank you.
All right, Mikey, back to you.
All righty. Taking a look out again, we've got Garrett Eaton in red and Taka Murao in yellow. Brandon Lawler and Bruno Jacob will be coming up next, followed by Hugo Guar and Pete McAfee. Those are our next couple heats in line.
Wow, B did totally take care of me, Mikey. I came back over here, and she's got a brand new clipboard for me with all brand new sheets.
Fantastic.
So maybe I can do the announcement this time that it's Garrett Eaton and Taka Moreau, right?
There you go.
Phew, I got it right this time. And nobody's melted. All right, I'm going to sit this over here so it doesn't get too wet. Back to you, sir.
All right, just taking a look at some of the scores here. I was trying to find a Ducks score here, and unfortunately having a problem finding the Ducks score as the internet keeps going in and out. I know we got a lot of Ducks fans, a lot of Beavers fans out here. I can tell you this, Oklahoma State took out South Alabama 44-7.
So again, Garrett Eaton. Oh, go ahead, sir. Sorry. Garrett Eaton and Taka Moreau, and Taka actually in the yellow bib, Garrett Eaton in the red one. Wow. Taka with a very shallow barrel roll right in front of the crowd here. Everybody was kind of digging on that one, and a big wave started to open up and then folded right in front of Garrett. I see a lot of the big cameras sneaking back out here. Taka Moreau land sharking and able to work that wave into a big barrel roll.
I do have
Nice
results
little
from that last one, Dawn.
Yeah. It was really nice. Garrett Eaton with a nice little re-entry, too. He's just slashing across the surf right in front of the judges' tower. And I love how they position themselves so that the judges definitely can see him, but they still are not afraid to travel some real estate here. Wow, beautiful barrel roll. And Taka actually being the good ambassador he is, he actually backed off that throttle a little bit, let Garrett make the run at that face.
There we go.
Another beautiful, beautiful launch. Big backflip for Garrett Eaton.
Yellow flag out. 2 minutes to go. Big.
Nice. Go ahead.
I was just going to say flex flip by Taka.
So Taka actually thought he saw something open it up, but right next to Garrett, it got very desolate looking as far as big waves. So Garrett choosing to move over just a little bit in front of the judges' tower again and work some nice re-entries and slash maneuvers in the waves.
1 minute remaining.
We are down to less than a minute here, and heat number 3 of 8 here in our 8th finals in the pro class.
Big barrel flip for Taka. Nice little flat 360 for Garrett. One foot back flip or a can flip for Taka, and barrel roll repeated with another barrel roll for Garrett Eaton. And another backflip for Garrett, but unfortunately you heard the horn. And the horn actually landed before Garrett landed, so unfortunately that will not count on that final maneuver for him. But for both of these riders, great run as we work our way through the pro section here. My first opportunity to actually get to watch Taka Moreau, and really impressed with this rider. These wall rests are the coolest thing since sliced bread, not kidding. Okay, you guys, one more time, put your hands together for both these riders. Taka Moreau and Garrett Eaton.
Hey, Dawn.
Hey, Mike.
Did you want the results from our second qualifier?
Yes, sir.
Congratulations, Jake Bright. Moving on.
Jake Bright. Awesome job. Just get the opportunity to catch up with Taka after a really great ride out here at Surf Slam. How did you like that one?
Yeah, I'm tired.
Us too. I was tired watching you. You got a lot of air.
Thank you. Good to have. Yes, good. I'm happy. Thank you.
I know you probably want to say something to your fans, so I'll let you do that, and also over the live stream. So if you wanted to say something to the folks back home watching.
ありがとうございます。次も頑張ります。
Oh, that was awesome. Thank you. don't get no stinking rain delays. We're tough out here, man. It's not like the PGA.
That's right.
Besides, I have the cool wall rest.
If there ain't no lightning, we running.
Besides, we got to get Mikey back for that football game so the Sooners can beat his team.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to get killed for that. You know that's going.
Once again, you got Brandon Lawler out there in red, Bruno Jacob out there in yellow. And all they're doing is waiting on the horn right now.
So again, Brandon Lawler in the red and Bruno Jacob in the yellow. And you just heard the siren, and that indicates to us that these two riders are on the clock. Rain delay. We ain't getting no stinking rain delay. So Brandon Lawler on the right in the red and Bruno Jacob. In the yellow bib. That is Bruno over on the left-hand side. Geographically closer to Haystack Rock. Holy moly. Bruno Jacob with a massive scarecrow. Can flip for Brandon Lawler. Wow.
Massive air.
Brandon Lawler. Scarecrow. Backflip. Followed by another massive backflip.
Again, coming up next, Hugo Guar and Pete McAfee. They'll be followed by Zach Bright and Trevor Allred. Trying to keep the show rolling here as we're working our way through our 8 finals. Tight heat right here between Brandon Lawler in red, Bruno Jacob in yellow. Jacob working to the south side. And here comes Lawler. Lawler trying to shoot the tube.
Meanwhile, Bruno Jacob actually with a big barrel roll. No hands, no feet. That's what it looked like. It was insane. Bruno working very close into the beach. And he worked his way off the face of that wave so beautifully. 50-50. And that, again, the yellow bib is Bruno Jacob.
Yellow flag out, under 2 minutes to go. Nice re-entry there by Lawler. Another nice
Bruno
read.
Jacob answers with the re-entry, but look how close that Brandon Lawler takes that boat into the shore. Beautiful ride on the same wave. All of that to add up to extra points, Mike. That was really, really beautiful.
Yeah, you think he was sucking up some sand or what?
You know, I'm just so impressed by these guys. Again, when you move into the pro ranks, I mean, we've had some astounding and fun upsets today with the amateurs, but you can certainly see with the pros, nice underflip, by the way, with Brandon, how quickly they transition from trick to trick. You know what I mean? Like they go surf, and then they're just so flexible and so adaptable to these ride conditions, and these transitions really help with the overall flow on every one of their
Nice
times.
scarecrow by Jacob. Did you see that? Nice one. Got a lot of amplitude on it, too. Jacob.
Yeah, really do.
Jacob in the yellow vest. For those of you watching on, maybe listening in on the 24/7 live stream, again, special thanks to Rick Ignacio, our partner in crime, and you can catch us online not only the rest of the day today, but tomorrow at 24/7 live stream, or at the Blowsion Surf Slam website, and click on the tab. Less than 30 seconds to go. Don?
Again, as we count down on our final seconds here, you can see Bruno really wanting to make something happen, works a big backflip off of a wave very close. These guys are under 10 feet of water here, and that's a massive commitment. Meanwhile, one-hander barrel roll for Brandon Lawler.
3, 2, 1.
Both of these guys really work the time. Another 3 aerial maneuvers for all of those guys, for all 2 of them, out there under that 30 seconds, Mike.
Well, again, another very tight heat here, as this is our 4th of 8 and our 8th finals. So 4 more heats to go. We appreciate all you hardcore spectators for hanging out with us, and, of course, all of our great vendors. You spectators, on your way back to your car, make sure that you stop by and say hello to our vendors and pick up some goodies as the liquid sunshine starts to spread out. Coming up next, again, Hugo Guar and Pete McAfee. Hugo will be in red. Pete will be in yellow. And on deck, we'll have Zach Bright, Trevor Allred. And in our final 2 heats of the day, we'll feature Stuart Allison, Damian Morgan, and Mark Gomez and Anthony Anderson.
So another quick opportunity for me to catch up with these 2 pro riders that you just saw out on the water. And, man, right at the end, underneath that 1 minute time, you guys were really clicking into some good aerial maneuvers. And under 30 seconds, I saw 2 from each of you. That looked to me like a pretty good run. Brandon, we'll start with you. How'd you feel out there?
I felt good. The conditions are a little rough, but
What?
it's surf slam. It's always that way. But no, it's awesome. It's 3rd time this year me and Bruno have gone head to head. So it's tough when you 5-round tour and 3 of the stops so far we've met, just the 2 of us.
Let's talk about that a little bit. Just tell me just on a quick rundown everywhere that you've been in the world this year.
The tour started off in France. Then the next weekend we went right to the UK. The 3rd weekend in a row we went to Portugal.
Wow.
Yeah, it was an awesome trip. It was a good month off.
That's a nice call into work. Hey, can't make it in this weekend.
Yeah, pretty much. For sure.
Hey, Don.
Especially when the boss is your brother.
True story. That definitely helps. So what to you is so special about Surf Slam?
I feel like it's a great event honoring Johnny from what happened last year. And this is, I think, my 6th year here. I've won it once, been on the podium another time. So I'm going to do all I can to fight to get back there.
I tell you what, good luck to you. You are just such an awesome competitor. And again, love your attitude. Well, I think that says true for all of the Lawlers. You guys have this unique glow.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome, buddy. All right, let's sneak over with Bruno. I tell you what, I've never seen so many arms and legs flying this year from you. Tell me a little bit about the run. You had a scarecrow out there today. Did I call that right?
Yeah. It's no hands going full row. I got good clean waves out there. I feel more comfortable in the skis to try new stuff. Some big ass and good stuff. Yeah, that's good always. When you're in the two big friends in the water, we respect each other. We ride as much as we can to have fun. But that's it. We need to move forward, but everyone happy.
Everyone happy regardless. That's the perfect way to handle it, and that is always the kind of feedback that we get from Bruno Jacob. Sorry about that you guys couldn't actually catch them on the live stream. I just wanted to grab them as quickly as we could because we keep getting these guys in and out of the water so fast. But again, Bruno, good luck, buddy.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Don?
You're welcome. Yes, sir.
I got results.
Go ahead.
Well, again, it was very tight. But moving on from heat number 4, congratulations, Brandon Lawler. Hugo Guar in red and Pete McAfee in yellow out there. Pete working on the north side. As Hugo, nice little 360 power slide there. Big underflip from McAfee. Or check that, that was Hugo with the underflip. And McAfee with the power slide, 360 power slide. Had them inverted here on my sheets. Sorry about that. So again, Hugo in red, Pete in yellow.
Hugo Guar with a very nice barrel roll. Pete McAfee on the hunt right now for some water on that back set to see if he can find him a good face. You know what? Didn't set up as pretty as he wanted, so he took that opportunity to get some beautiful surf riding in. Let's see if he's able to work that wave all the way in shallow, and Pete McAfee, pretty famous for that.
Hugo with a one-footed roll.
Massive underflip for Mr. McAfee.
Again, we got Zach Bright, Trevor Allred on deck. Zach Bright, Trevor Allred, you're on deck. And Dawn, as I take a look to the south of us, looks like the fog is moving in.
Yeah, it's definitely starting to get a little dicey on the conditions out here. But you know what's fun for me and for you, Mike, is just the hardiness and the persistence of these competitors. You know, the faces are starting to set up really pretty out here. So while the weather's deteriorating, at least for the spectators, the water, as far as the waves, is looking huge. And speaking of huge, look at that. 2 massive backflips, both from Hugo and from Pete McAfee. I know it's probably a little bit harder to see it in the tower, but it is interesting how some of these waves are setting up so pretty on the back set, Mike. I mean, they've just got zero whitewash look into them, but they just don't last very long. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's getting to the point now where it's really unpredictable. About a half hour ago, it was really clean. And unfortunately, for these free riders that are coming in here these last couple heats, things are getting ugly.
Nice re-entry for Pete McAfee. What a great story that you have with this competitor. It's been coming out to Surf Slam for the past 7 years. Actually, a little longer than that, I think. And Hugo Guar with this massive helicopter. It's a 360, but the way he launched off of that lip, reversing it almost into a 540. Beautiful maneuver for Hugo Guar from France. Meanwhile, big air for Pete McAfee on the right-hand side. Nice backflip.
And Dawn, we got less than a minute to go here with heat number 5 here of our 8th finals. Hugo Guar, Pete McAfee doing battle out there. The winner to take on the winner of the next heat, which will feature Zach Bright and Trevor Allred.
Beautiful no-hander barrel roll from Hugo Guar. Look at the nice answer off camber, off axis backflip for Pete McAfee. As Mike had said, we're clicking down on the time.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And there goes the horn to signify the end of heat number 5. 5 down, 3 to go here in our 8th finals. You're watching Pro Class qualifying. We'll qualify him down to the quarterfinals today. Again, another very good heat out there between Hugo and Pete. Zach and Trevor coming up next. Zach Bright will be in red. Trevor Allred will be in yellow.
Yep, please put your hands together for Pete McAfee. And Hugo Guar from France. Three more heats to go in these core Pro 1/8 finals. It's going to be Zach Bright and Trevor Allred coming at you next.
And once again, while we have the opportunity, I'd like to say a very special thanks to our title sponsor, Blowsion, our presenting sponsor, Cincy Sci Organics. Got a lot of other sponsors that help out as well here for the Blowsion Surf Slam. I think everybody in the industry pitches in. We've got Pappy Rinse, HydroTurf, Kyle and the folks from DASA, Fiberlay, Talsetti, Jet Pilot, ODI Grips, Scat Track, Hot Products, 50/50. Jetnetics, Rick Roy Products, Jet Tribe Racing, Gasket Technologies, Truck Boss, A&P Specialties, Hyder Graphics, Jet Renew. Of course, today's event sanctioned by the IJSBA. Pro Rider Magazine. Thank you so very much. Walrest. Thank you. Of course, our friends from Ridge Walker Brewing. Massage to the max in the house. Local as Beat Apparel. Also here, Truck Boss. All right, looks like we're ready for our next heat.
Hey, Mikey.
What's up?
Did we ever get the results for Garrett Eaton and Taka Morrell?
Yes, we did.
Could you share those with me again?
Congratulations, Taka Morrell. Taka Morrell will be taking on Brandon Lawler in the quarterfinals. You can see all red out there, not maybe getting that complete rotation of that flip that he wanted right there. Meanwhile, on the inside, Bright locking in.
So Zach Bright, who had worked pretty close on a couple of little surf maneuvers here as they got started, now making his way back to the back sets.
Winner of this one will go on to face Pete McAfee in the quarterfinals.
Nice re-entry. Zach Bright with a beautiful slash on top of a pretty steep wave. That re-entry was from Trevor Allred, the gentleman in the yellow bib. Trevor slashing across one of the waves. And the nice thing about this amateur rider who has been moving on into the pro divisions is his surfing ability has been really impressive. It's been very fun to watch him, and he is against, so it works for him because he is against one of the best surf riders on the planet, Zach Bright. Zach, of course, is, man, I tell you what, Mike, he spent the last year being a papa.
Being baby daddy.
Nice little flat 360 for Zach Bright.
Less than 3 to go.
Little slash mini nose stab for Trevor Allred. Trevor's been riding in the red bib all day. I'm not sure if these guys are super superstitious, but nice barrel roll for Zach Bright.
Yeah, all red, first time in yellow.
Oh, man, that took some courage. That lip was getting pretty big, and Zach Bright just bounced right over that beautiful backflip.
I wasn't able to make it to that second one in time.
Beautiful air for Trevor Allred. 180 nose stab. Actually, it's a barrel roll into a nose stab. And then Trevor just slashing the face of that wave. Meanwhile, to the left, Zach got washed out just slightly. Rides it back out. Big barrel roll for Trevor Allred. This is probably a typical day of practice when you look at the normal weather conditions for Tierra del Mar in September as it starts to get a little bit more dicey as far as Lots of fog and drizzle and colder temperatures for them.
Stuart Allison and Demian Morgan up next. And in the final heat of the day, going to be Mark Gomez and Anthony Anderson.
So that's going to do it for our two competitors, Trevor Allred and Zach Bright, as they make their way back in. And it's starting to be just slightly more than a drizzle out here.
All right, attention in the pits. All free riders, if you are riding tomorrow, if you have qualified, and this includes the rookies, the riders meeting is at 8:30 tomorrow morning. Attendance is mandatory. If you are not here when your name is called, you will either be fined or be DQ'd from your heat. So again, riders meeting will be at 8:30 tomorrow morning, 8:30 sharp, not 8:32, not 8:34, but 8:30. You must be here. You must be in attendance. There will be a roll call. Please, we don't want to see anybody get fined, and we don't want to see anybody get disqualified from their heat. So just do the right thing. Be here at 8:30. Cool? Cool. Don, back to you.
Woo woo! We got Demian Morgan going in next. And we still got Mark Gomez coming up. So even though the weather is fighting against us a little bit as far as the competition level, that just continues to get even better. Trevor Allred, you rocked that. How'd you feel on this ride?
I felt good besides getting eaten by that one wave out there.
I didn't see it.
Oh, it was awesome. It felt good.
You looked amazing. You really, truly looked amazing. So as far as this morning's conditions going to this afternoon, describe what it's like out there.
Well, it's real hard to see because you got a lot of water in your eyes, but it's fun. The waves have picked up a little bit, little size. It's awesome.
You look like you're having a great time. Now, you're a little bit tired earlier, but now it just feels like a bunch of adrenaline rolling.
Yeah, right now in about 15 minutes, I'll be asleep in the trailer.
Well, no problem. We got to make sure that you get the boats loaded up first, but a great run. How did it feel to be out there with Zach?
It's cool. Zach's awesome. He's so fun to ride with. It's always like a pleasure when I get to ride with him. So.
Oh, it was great to get the chance to watch you again. Get some rest tonight. Don't forget you got a riders meet at 8:30 mandatory, so you don't want to get a fine.
Can we make it at 9?
I would love to tell you that, but unfortunately, I do not make the rules.
All right.
All right, so again, 8:30 riders meeting. And I heard that siren go off. It sounds to me like we are on.
All right, I got results from that last heat.
Talk to me.
Congratulations, Zach Bright, moving on to face Pete McAfee.
All right, once again, it's going to be Stuart Allison in the red and Demian Morgan in the yellow. And I did hear the siren, so we are on. You're awesome. 5-minute qualifiers. You're watching the 1/8 qualifying in the pro division. Got the opportunity to watch the 1/4 qualifiers earlier with the amateurs. We're going to be back with even more of this cool action as we work our way through the 1/8 qualifiers with the pros. Again, 8:30 mandatory rider meeting.
Yeah, congratulations to those amateurs that qualified to the half finals. Trevor Allred, Stuart Allison, as well as Colin McLaughlin, and Garrett Eaton making it in on the wild card.
Nice. Sweet little barrel roll from Stuart Allison. Ooh, wow. Big air for the re-entry as well for Stuart Allison. Now, remember, Demi Morgan in that move earlier in the amateurs had a pretty darn big barrel roll set up, was unable to complete the rotation on that, had that thing pancake her on the back, and yet she is right back out here in competition. You can see both of the riders looking to go deep in this set. Beautiful no-hander barrel roll from Demian Morgan, and everybody on the beach lit up on that one. Stuart Allison, meanwhile, has been doing some pretty radical surf work on the right. Again, Stuart with the red bib. You've got Demian with the yellow bib, and nice. I'd actually call that a off-camber barrel roll. Look at the surf work from Stuart Anderson right in the tube or the belly of that wave. It's going to work that in pretty shallow as well. Again, if they take the wave and they move it all the way into shore as deep as possible, the higher the score. Beautiful no-hander barrel roll for Stuart Anderson. Ooh, nice surf work from Demian Morgan. Really fun to watch these guys picking up different sections of these waves. Wow, flat 360 from Demian. That boat rodeoed her just a little bit, but she was able to hold on to her.
Yeah, Demian out of Clarkston, Washington, riding for Blowsion, Morgan Industries, DASA, Monster, TC Freeride, Richter, as well as Scat Track HydroTurf and Jet Renew.
Off-camber barrel roll for Demian Morgan. Stewart goes deep, Mike. Is it going to stay open for him? Not enough. He's going to slash across the top of that wave. Yeah, maximize it.
Looks like he's going to surf it out. Stewart out of Hillsboro, Oregon, riding for OG Freeride. And he says as his major accomplishments is having more fun than anyone else ever. That's a pretty good accomplishment.
That was a really pretty re-entry from Stuart Anderson. He liked that one. He got all kinds of stoked on it. Nice barrel roll for Demian Morgan. Little quick no-hander re-entry for Stuart Allison.
Less than a minute to go. And again, on deck, we've got Mark Gomez and Anthony Anderson.
re-entry for Demian Morgan. Ooh, nice flat 360 for Demian as well. Stewart makes a run, slashes back across the wave.
Well, the horn sounded. Demian Morgan with a nice one-handed roll there right at the end. So again, Mark Gomez, Anthony Anderson on deck. And we'll let you know who's moving on here momentarily between Stuart Allison, who's out there in red, and Demian Morgan, who's in yellow.
All right, I just snuck up on Anthony Anderson before he makes a quick run going out there against Mark Gomez. How you feeling, buddy?
Lucky.
Ooh, I like the way you're thinking. All right, go tear him up regardless. Have a great time. Mark heard that, too. He's like, what? I'm just getting some rider tips. Yeah, not that one. I won't share that one. Mark, how you feeling, bud?
I'm feeling good. It's time to go out there. The waves actually are looking a little fun. I mean, you know, when the weather's against you, there's nothing else to do but to go have fun. Because other than that, you just think about how bad it sucks sometimes. So.
That is so true. But the reality is, Pacific City always tends to serve that up. Go have a good time. Thanks, Evan. All right, this is going to be, I think this is our final one. Is that right, Mike?
All right, once again, final heat of the day featuring the #1 rated free rider in the world, Mark Gomez, and Anthony Anderson. Anthony Anderson, I believe, coming from the last chance qualifier. He was able to defeat Skylar Darling.
You know, and that is just the typical camaraderie that you see. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but Demian Morgan had just got through making her run on her qualifying heat, and she turned right around and helped Anthony Anderson get his boat back out in the water, because that's kind of how they roll, bud.
All right, final heat of the day. Mark Gomez, Anthony Anderson out there.
All right, well, the horn sounds. They're ready to rock and roll. And Anthony Anderson actually opened up with a big challenge with a nice backflip. Gomez with a big 360, working the waves. One of the areas that he has focused on the last several years, Mike, has been the surfing portion of this competition. You know, Mike, we had talked to him earlier, and I just was so impressed with the fact that Mark Gomez had said, you know, he took time to actually watch a lot of the old films from Joe Kinney and some of the other great competitors that really were the forefathers in a lot of ways to freeride.
Yeah, Kenny and Taylor Curtis. Go back a little bit further to Rick Roy, who also used to do a little free riding. Nice 360 over the top of the pearl right there, if you will, from Gomez. Gomez in red, working left to right as we view him from right here on Tierra del Mar.
Anthony Anderson working pretty close into shore, and Mark Gomez doing that as well. Both of them riding those waves in pretty tight. Mark took that wave from fairly far out and rode it all the way in over to the left of the judges' tower. He's back out now. Let's see if he's able to capitalize on some of these faces that are opening up. Meanwhile, Anthony Anderson with a big backflip and a nice barrel roll for Mark Gomez. Re-entry with a lot of air for Mr. Gomez. Meanwhile, Anthony Anderson to the left of us. Looking like he went down a little bit. We've got the course marshals diving into the water to make sure that boat is okay. And also to check on Anthony. Meanwhile, beautiful slashing action from Mark Gomez in this narrow surf with a very shallow barrel roll aboard a Richter boat. Mark takes a moment to take a quick look over and make sure that Anthony's okay.
Halfway home in this last one. 3 down, 3 to go.
No hander barrel roll, Mike, for Mark Gomez.
I got the Moto Light van in front of me, so I couldn't see it.
No hander backflip, Mark Gomez.
And looks like it's last call up here for Ridgewalker Brewing. Anybody wants something coming out of that tap, they better hurry up.
Nice backflip. Turn that into a look back. No hander barrel roll for Mark. Underflip for Anthony Anderson. And Anthony, by the way, had to get a tow in on the boat that he was on, and so Demian Morgan loaned him her boat for the rest of this time that he's got in the 1/8 qualifiers. No hander on the re-entry for Mark Gomez and right in front of the judging tower.
All right, less than a minute here.
Holy altitude for Mark Gomez, massive backflip.
So again, only about 15 seconds left to go here. Final heat of the day. Before we go commandeer some heaters.
Another barrel roll for Anthony Anderson. Nice slash work for Mark Gomez right on top of that wave. Did a 360 re-entry and another slash. All in the mere matter of 20 seconds, he accomplished all of those different maneuvers. That's a perfect example, really, of getting the opportunity to watch the pros and how quickly they are able to turn one move into another move. And that's what gives them those extra points on flow, as well as transitions for both these riders. And as that final horn comes out, they come in. Put your hands together for Anthony Anderson, Mark Gomez.
Hey, Dawn, would you like to come up here and do the closing with me
Yes, sir, I'd love to.
for the stream? Congratulations, winner of our last heat right there between Anthony Anderson, who was in yellow, Mark Gomez, who was in red. Congratulations, Mark Gomez. You're moving on. Mark Gomez moving on. Hey, by the way, before we take off, we're going to do a close here real quick for our live stream. But again, like to remind all of you free riders, remember 8:30 in the morning sharp. That is when our riders meeting is going to be, 8:30 sharp. There will be a mandatory riders meeting. If you're not here when the roll call is thrown, you will either be fined or disqualified from your heat. Again, this includes rookies, everybody who made it into the half finals in the amateur class, and everybody who made it into the quarterfinals in the pro class. And again, thank you. I appreciate your cooperation in advance. Alrighty, for those of you folks been watching in on the 24/7 live stream, been the 2017 Blowsion Surf Slam, brought to you by our good friends at Cincy Sci Organics. Crazy day, lots of qualifying, but we've still got one more day. Please tune in tomorrow, 24/7 live stream. For Don Dawson, my name is Mike Young. So long, folks, and go Buckeyes.